Do you love breakdowns? Do you need stats? Do you crave insight? Download the AllStar app. UFC, Bellator, PFL 1 Championship, and more. Ad-free, fully customizable. Download the best app in the business. Link in descriptions. And you know what sucks is like Paulo Costa, I think he came out and said some shit, and then all of a sudden he's getting tested all the time. You know what I mean? Like, it's just wild, man. Like if you say anything, it's just like you said something. Let me go test you and
Oh,
see what
same,
happens.
same as me, brother. 2, 3 knocks on my door at 6 a.m. By USADA, blood and piss over the last couple of weeks, and you think that's a coincidence? That ain't no coincidence, baby.
That's no coincidence for sure. For
It's
sure, no
it's un,
coincidence.
it's unsure, you know what I mean? But it's like on the same hand, you think I'm just gonna like shut up and bite my tongue? It's like, brother, I almost had 50 knocks on my door. I almost had 50 knocks on my door, and that's a stranger coming into your house, asking you to pull down your pants and stare at your dick. You think I'm gonna you think I'm gonna sit silent while other guys are skirting the rules when I got some stranger knock on my door asking me to pull my pants down? It's like, brother, I ain't I ain't playing this game. It's like my opinion, either test everyone all the same or stop knocking on my fucking door and let me do whatever I want. That's that's what it comes down to. Because I don't really like at the end of the day, steroids, no steroids. I'll fight any of these guys. Like I don't at the end of the day care about it.
Well, yeah, we know that. We know that you don't care about it, but at the same time, for me being out there, if it's equal, it has to be equal. You know what I mean? Like it has to
But
be
that's
fair.
it for what really brings in the revenue and the gambling and the sponsorships and things like that. We need to appear to be having a clean sport.
Yeah.
But I don't care about how. Yeah, either make it clean, either cut it down the middle and make it clean, or take it back to the wild wild west, baby.
All right, let's talk about it now. Let's talk about the tweets.
Let's talk, baby.
Yeah, let's talk about the tweets. I'll let you talk, man. Like tell me like what sparked those tweets.
Well, from where I'm sitting and where I'm honestly sitting is, I want to. Who has hit him up about it? Like, obviously, I started the fire, and he's the world champion. Has he not had interviews since I asked those questions? Is he above reprimand or anything like that? It's like, so I come out, I make these claims. I made the claims. I've made no apology for making those claims whatsoever. Um, has not one interviewer asked him about these claims and asked him about what I have accused him of doing? Has that not happened? Has he not done a single interview since I made these claims and required some kind of justification for these claims? You know what I mean? So from where I'm sitting, I I have asked these questions and there's been no response. He's sat on his hands. Now I know that Monobrow has come out and denied it, but I wasn't talking to Monobrow. Those tweets were directed at one man. Those tweets were directed at Islam. Those tweets weren't directed at his management. Those tweets weren't directed at his team. I didn't accuse them of anything. I accused him, and I didn't stutter when I said those things. I didn't stutter once. I accused him very directly. I said his name. So from where I'm sitting, he needs to be asked about it. He needs to address them, because like before I show all of my cards, and I want to hear him. I want to hear him deny it. You know what I mean? If he doesn't deny it, then how do I discredit him? Because I can discredit him. So why should I show all of my cards when he hasn't even responded to the accusations?
So the whole situation has led to people wanting to see proof. You know what I mean? That's what they want. They want to see proof.
Of course they want to see proof. Of course they want to see proof. but I want to hear him. I want to hear his response to it. How do I discredit something he hasn't denied? He comes out and denies it. I'll discredit him. That's a fact. If you know what I mean. I said I had receipts. I have actual receipt. there's having receipts. That's a term of phrase, and then there's having the actual receipt that he paid for getting the IV. There's, you know what I mean? Like there's that's a factual statement. That wasn't a metaphorical term.
Also, his manager or one of his managers tweeted out something and then erased the tweet. Do you remember that?
That just shows you like the train of thought that their team had. Like they have legitimately been getting away with it for so long because they haven't been fighting in the US, because they haven't been fighting overseas. They've just been doing it. They've just been doing it so long that they thought it was legal. That's the reality of the situation. And then someone's obviously knocked on his door and said, like, hey, brother, like, actually, you need permission from the commission before you can administer anything like that. And yeah, that tweet was the reality of the situation.
And one thing that I want to know myself is, like, if people are getting IVs with permission, right? Who has been getting IVs then? Because where are those receipts? Like, where is the commission allowing us to see who's getting IVs? Like, there has been none, right?
Is there any? That's the funny thing about this sport, is that we have a whole lot of journalists. We have a whole lot of MMA media, but I don't feel like we have any real journalists. Are there? Why is me as an athlete? Why is me as a fighter made substantial claims about one of the most well-known figures in the sport and nothing being done about it? That's like the funny. Like it's my responsibility to investigate this. Am I a journalist? You know what I mean? Like I obviously know a lot of stuff and have a lot of information. Have I been asked for this information by any MMA journalist? Not a single one. Not a single MMA journalist. This is the first podcast or first interview where I've sat down and I've actually been asked, like, what information do you have? And how long? This is like a month ago. I made these kind of accusations, and this is the first time that anyone associated with MMA media has actually asked me a question. That's the funny thing about it, and that's what's like funny to me. Like, yeah, like none of it's being investigated. That just shows you the amount of control that certain figures within the sport have, and how much influence certain figures in this they have over, and how much power they have over, and how much control is in MMA.
Wow, that's surprising, man. I'm surprised no one has hit you up asking questions about
They don't want to know. They don't want to know. They don't want to know.
They don't want to know.
They don't want to know. They don't actually want to know. Like, this is the first time I've actually been asked.
You know, someone that's like in the sport and like talk to fighters and talk to people that are behind the scenes, and in the past couple of years, I've heard whispers that fighters were getting IVs. I heard it even when it was banned, right? Like, fighters were still getting it somehow, some way. And this is the whispers I heard, right, behind the scenes.
Well, from what I've learned from this whole situation is that the UFC don't care and USADA don't care. So if the UFC don't care and USADA don't care, as long as your local commission doesn't catch you, IVs are legal. that's what I've learned from this whole situation. I thought they were illegal. I thought it was my opinion, and it was like the fans' opinion that you weren't allowed to do it. But from USADA's press release and from any action that we've heard from the UFC, they don't care about it. So, well, as like, yeah, that's a message out to fighters. Like, as long as your local commission doesn't catch you, IVs are legal. And it's pretty hard for a local commission to catch. Like, what are they going to test you for? Too much saline in your blood? Like, there's no test for it. Like, that's why USADA kicked it down the road. It's because you can't test for it.
Without a doubt. And I did an interview with Joe Lopez, like the week after. He was visibly very bothered by this whole situation.
Why do you think I said something though? Like, why do you think I'm the guy that come out and said something? Like, I don't care. Like, I don't care. Like, you don't think that I know that there are going to be consequences for what I said? You don't think I'm gonna be punished for what I said? I just don't care. Like, am I gonna have some shape ups or some Dagesstanis over the next couple of years in the lobby of UFC events? I'm sure I will. Do I care about confrontations with other teams? No, I don't. Not a single bit. Do I think that the UFC is going to punish me in some kind of way? Yeah, I'm sure they will. I'm sure they'll give me tough matchups. Whoop-de-doo. Ask the last 10 blokes I fought. They're all tough matchups. So what are you going to, like, bring it on? You want to give me tough matchups? Give me tough matchups. That's what I'm here for. I'm not here for easy fights. I'm here for tough fights. Are they an imposing team? Are they going to do this and do that? Yeah, I'm sure they will. But bring it on. I'm not going to blatantly see one of my teammates cheated out of a world title and not say anything. Because that comes it's only like the only reason Alex hasn't said something is because he legitimately thinks they'll fight. But when it came down to it, that was an incredibly close context, and that could have been the difference in him in having that moment. And that could have been the difference in him being the greatest sporting accomplishment in Australian history. Jumping on that cage with 2 bouts over his shoulder. That could have been the difference. And for that guy to come down here to Australia and to steal that moment from Alex, I couldn't bite my tongue and I couldn't sit on my hands because that pissed me off. That pissed me off that he still has that title because he's a cheat. He cheated Alex out of that title and he knows it. That's why I said it to him. Those tweets were directed at one man. Those tweets weren't directed at his management. Those tweets weren't directed at anyone except that one man. And for him to not be asked about it by any journalist, for him to not be pursued by any MMA media for a comment on the situation, I feel like is a real smudge on the face. You know what I mean? For him to sit at an interview, a media scrum or press conference, and to not be asked about it, I feel like you're a coward. I feel like if you sit there and you don't ask him about that, you're a coward. And for me to show my hand when he hasn't even been asked to respond to these accusations, I feel like that's a joke. Will I show this information? I'm sure I will when push comes to shove. But he's going to have to answer for it first.
There you go.
Deny it. I dare you to deny it. I dare you to deny it. Then I will discredit you.
I know that he's done an interview or two since that.
That was before. That was before. Okay, it's because I don't think I've heard him being asked like, "Did you take an IV?" Like, that was before. He laughed and he said, "USADA is fine with me." And I'm
Someone
sure
said in
they
the
are. And I'm
someone
sure
said in
they
the
are.
comments. Someone said in the comments that a journalist in Dagestan asked him about
Oh,
it.
whoop-de-fucking-do. Whoop-de-fucking-do. A journalist in Kazakhstan. Congratulations. Bullshit. Is that an impartial journalist? Is that go on Ariel Hawani? Talk to one of these big names in the sport. Do an interview with any of the top 10 MMA media organizations in the world. He won't. Because why? Because why? Because why? What champion? What champion? Name this for me then. What champion defends his title, wins a world title, and doesn't do a shred of MMA media after it? It's because I said what I said. That's why he's not done any interviews. Because I said what I said. Guilt is quiet.
You make a good point. Whenever you win the title, especially in a fight like that, you're
Do you
doing.
not do a
You're doing media.
do you not
Yeah,
do a media tour?
you definitely do
Or
some kind of media.
any kind of media? Name anyone outside of his home country that he's done media with.
I don't know. I don't
Isn't
think I've
that
seen anything.
is that not strange? Is that not strange? Like, that's strange to me.
So I think we gotta get someone to interview him. You know what I mean, and talk to him and see what he says.
Do an interview. Deny it, brother. I dare you. Deny it, please.
There you go. The ball's in Islam's court, like people like
That's
to
what I'm
say.
waiting for. Like, am I getting 50 death threats a day? Yeah. Do I care about a single one of them? No. I'm still here, baby.
Oh shit.
As I like to say, you can't kill a weed, brother. We grow in concrete.